You guys, Amanda's here. Yay! Yay, yay, yay. Amanda is here. Let's cross our fingers and make sure she joins. Hi, Amanda.
Hello!
How are you?
When you say 11:30, I'm like, okay, 11:30, here we go.
You look amazing. I made sure to come on a few minutes earlier just to dissect and make sure everything's, on point on live because it's
Of course. Of course. Hi. Happy, what day? Tuesday. Tuesday. That's right. When I can tell what day of the week it is sometimes by the eye bags, Oh, it's Thursday.
You look gorgeous and I love your little band. Oh my God.
Thank you. I've got the short hair now, and so I'm trying to make it work, as Tim Gunn says.
You are rocking it, and your face, your foundation, everything looks amazing. I know you did your own makeup, right?
Well, thank you. I did. I do my DIYing it a lot these days.
You look amazing. You have a lot of nice color on. I feel like
you look great too.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining.
Of course. I found, I've seen you in action because I work with Aroxia.
Yeah.
I've seen you interview Aroxia, and we have a lot of mutual friends, I'm learning. I work with one of our producers, Mimi Brown, who works also at AfterBuzz.
Yes, I love Mimi.
So it's a very small world, but a big community.
Small world. You were also doing a lot of work with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society recently.
Yes.
Which I can't wait to talk about.
Yeah.
And more research on you, and I found out you worked at Bite Size TV.
I sure did, yeah.
Organización.
Sona, yes.
My friend as well. Yeah.
Oh see what I'm saying about the small world? There's Mimi. There's my girl. Mimi Brown TV in the house. Mimi has a great podcast called That's My Dog. Mimi, you are dope. Post your podcast.
Your dog.
That's my dog. This is what happens when you're working at home.
January Bones.
January Bones. Yes, that's my dog. She was adopted in January, and she looks like a little bit, and this is such a compliment because I love January Jones. I feel like if January Jones was a dachshund, she would be my dog.
I just assumed you love Mad Men, so I said, okay.
I do love Mad Men. Yes, I do.
Okay, so by the way, yes, Mimi, check out her podcast, Becoming Dope. Amazing content, amazing guests. Okay, so I wanted you to be on my live because I'm just so fascinated with you and your journey as a reporter, but also you've been through so much last year. You were diagnosed with Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Yes.
Currently in remission.
I am in remission, yes. My last chemo was 6 months ago. Actually, yesterday marked it as my 6-month post-chemoversary.
Oh,
and I posted, I get a little emotional, or as I call it, chemotional, because I say it's 6 months, but it's also one day at a time.
Yeah.
So, and just take it one day at a time. When you're a survivor, you just measure your life in remission.
Oh my. And I have a lot of people watching now, like Rosie. I know you met Rosie and Alex at your life.
Yes. I know. I love this community, and I know that you got involved with LLS too, and you were actually on our show on Good Day LA.
Yes.
And the Burbank High School raised the most money.
Yes.
For the student of the year.
229,000, over 200K, and I was part of the winning team, Sisters of Survivors.
That's right. Congratulations. Yes. Great.
Thank you. They were actually the first 2 Armenians to ever run, so it was a big deal. Yeah. But so before we take it back, I know you're working at home right now, right? You're working Zoom.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Zoom. Live view, tons of stuff.
So I want to know how you first got your start in the industry, and then we'll take some questions about your journey with cancer, how you found out you were diagnosed and all of that, because that's so interesting for me. I know we have a question too.
Oh.
She knew something was wrong, or did she find out by chance? So we'll cover that, but I really, because I have a lot of friends and aspiring hosts and TV producers and on-camera personalities who are watching that want to know how you got your journey.
Sure.
I went to the Vegas Academy, so let's just start from there. So how was your start in the industry?
So I was still in college and I was about to graduate, and this is back in the day they had like open casting calls, and I mean sometimes they still do, but it was very American Idol-esque. It was for the Orange County Register, and they were launching, this was new and this was groundbreaking in 2008. Web TV it wasn't a thing yet, and they were launching a new show for the Orange County Register called The Juice.
Oh my.
And it was called Web TV for OC.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I was like, you know what? Me and a friend at the time, we were both about to graduate, and we were like, let's just go to this audition. We drove down to Anaheim. Louisa, there was about 300 girls lined up.
Oh my gosh.
Because they were choosing a host, and there were 300 girls, and like some of the most beautiful women LA and Orange County had to offer.
Yeah.
And I showed up, and I think I was number like 286.
My gosh.
And I just waited. It was like hours and hours, and all these girls were waiting in line. You had numbers, just like American Idol back in the day. And they gave you copy as you got like a little close, like just something that they wanted you to say. And they told us, this is my memory, they said that they wanted to talk about Christina Aguilera having her first baby.
Oh, wow. A while back. Wow.
Yes, girl. This was a while back. I've been doing this for 12 years. So yes, a while. And so I said, okay, you know, Christina Aguilera have maybe. And I got to watch a couple of the candidates in front of me. And they were, you know, very good, very straight in their delivery. They would say, you know, pop star Christina Aguilera recently had a baby. And that's great. You know, we need just straight news too, and straight deliveries as well. Me and my personality and my style, I'm a little bit different. Yeah. And so I went up, it was my turn, and I said, you know, Christina Aguilera recently had a baby boy. Looks like this genie in a bottle is a genie with a bottle.
Oh, what? That's smart.
And that's how I got my first job.
All the puns and everything that you really do.
The puns. Yeah. I mean, I made a punny delivery, and that's how I got my first hosting job on camera before I even graduated college. I definitely consider myself lucky and blessed. And, you know, luck is when preparation and opportunity meet. And I was the right place at the right time, and I went in prepared, and I was able at 22 years old.
Wow.
I made my first reel with some A-list celebrities on there.
And you were yourself. That's what got you.
Yeah.
Authentic. You're like, I'm not going to be so straight to the camera. I'm going to be myself.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to be myself. And so that's and the rest is history. And I've worked for Bite Size, and I'm now in Good Day LA, and yeah.
So at Good Day LA, you're an entertainment reporter, right? So you do all of the junkets and all of that.
Yes. Yep.
How do you feel when you're on the carpet? Do you still go on the carpet, or you're?
Oh yeah, I still do carpets. My first shoot back to work was working the Oscars.
Damn, that's amazing. That's the best type of way to go back.
Yeah, for sure. So I went and I was like, you know what? My doctor was like, you need to ease into it when you go back. There really is no easing into it when you work red carpets. You work red carpets, right?
Oh my gosh.
The red carpets and ease are not.
No, you never know what to expect. And one of my friends who's very savvy on the carpet always, you know, tells me have only one question back in your mind, because sometimes you don't even have a chance to even ask questions.
Oh, of course.
How do you prepare? What's like your number one red carpet tip?
That's a good question. My number one red carpet tip is not so much even about what you're going to ask. Well, first of all, I never like it when we're all sharing, when you're on a red carpet and you're not maybe one of the first 5 outlets.
Hmm.
You get a little bit of less time than the ones in front.
Yeah.
So my tip number 1 is have red carpet etiquette. If you're in the middle towards end of the carpet, don't ask 15 questions.
So true. Oh my gosh, yes.
You should have 3 questions. 3. If you can't make a package, a segment, a good interview with 3 solid questions, rethink some things, because sometimes I can get it done with 2 questions. 3 is a cherry on top. But, 3 questions, that is really all you need, especially if they got to go. They don't want to stand there for 10 minutes. This is not a 4-minute junket sit down.
Yeah.
Keep it moving. Red carpets are hustle, bustle. Get your questions out, get what you need to get, and let the other person next to you get some time in.
And also, you've realized that in your career, every red carpet opens a different door, right? So much about yourself, you're like, wow, did that just happen?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I take every and any opportunity that speaks to you and that you think would be great to further you in your passions. Absolutely. You never know what could be behind that door. You mentioned I work for Bite Size TV.
Yeah.
Bite Size TV was streaming, right? And we started out, and I started being the behind the scenes reporter.
Yeah.
And correspondent. And that turned into a national show on Fox called Hollywood Today Live.
Yes, which I love. It was with that other host. What was his name? Oh my God.
AJ Gibson.
Yes,
Ross Matthews. Kristen Brock. Yeah,
yes.
Ross Matthews. Yeah.
Such a great show.
I was just texting with them last night. Now that we're all like on lockdown, how many different text threads do you have going, right?
I have like 20 group chats. And
a lot of group chats. Yeah, a lot of group chats.
FaceTime appointments every night.
Yeah, I know. Zoom, FaceTime, all of it.
So fast forward to Fox right now. How long have you been on Fox? Before Fox?
Total, I've been affiliated with Fox since 2014, so this is my 6th year.
Wow.
Hollywood Today Live was on Fox, and after Hollywood Today Live, I got the job at Fox 11 here in LA.
And it's so beautiful how everything transitions. I'm such a believer of everything you've done leads you to this moment now.
Absolutely.
Everything. And I know you work with cars too, right? You were doing car shows. Like, how awesome is that?
So this is another piece of advice that I would give to somebody who's a host. It's true that you shouldn't really have a backup. If something is your passion, you need to go at it full force. However, there are different avenues you can take in that same arena. So I always wanted to be a host, a television reporter. I had 2 passions, and I call them cars and stars. Stars more than cars, but my grandfather got me into cars when I was young, and I've always had a passion for them. And when we were going through a recession back in 2008, the first thing to go at the time was Anything Extra, which was web television at the time, that division. So I found myself looking for a job at the end of 2008, and I went, this was when it was safe to go on Craigslist and look for jobs. And I went on Craigslist, and this company was hiring a automotive host, and girls showed up and auditioned to be a car host. And because of my car knowledge, I got that job, and I worked for Auto Trader and then Time Warner Cable Automotive on Demand. And so it's nice to have another avenue that you can speak to and be knowledgeable about.
They always say it's so important not to be pigeonholed, right? To kind of
Because so many people want to be an entertainment host, and that's great. But some people are great at DIY, crafts or cooking. I'm not a cooking person, so I'm jealous of people who can cook. Maybe they can host their own cooking show and then combine their 2 passions together to do a cooking show. So I think it's important to also think outside the box, even in your own career.
I'm with you, girl. I was on Worst Bakers, so baking and cooking.
See? Okay, you're one of those people with cooking. See, the cooking thing, I'm not the strongest about but
I love your smile. You have like this energetic smile that's so inviting, Amanda.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Presents through IG Live. I love the presents.
Well, thank you so much. Thanks. That's really sweet. So do you.
Thank you. So, okay, now let's take it back to last year when. So I want to talk about your journey with cancer, of course, and whatever you're comfortable with. So when did you know something was off? Talk about that.
So I'll be open and honest, because whatever I say, I'm hoping can spread awareness for anyone else. I was losing some weight, but I was also going through some personal problems. My relationship was ending, and just I had personal problems. And I was thinking that maybe I'm losing some weight because of that, the breakup diet type thing. To the point where my coworkers and some of my friends would notice, like, hey, are you losing weight? And say something to me about it. And I didn't think much of it at first. Then I started noticing that my face was getting swollen. So that was throwing me off, because one of the first places a woman, myself included, gains weight is the face. So I was thrown off, and being on television, I'm watching myself sometimes in playback or in the monitor, and I'm thinking, what is going on here? It looks like, my jawline was going away and my cheeks were getting puffier. People were asking me, are you getting filler? One friend said to me, did you go to the dentist today? And I'm like, okay, this is making me know that this is not in my head, and that my face, something's going on. Maybe, but it was spring, and so I thought maybe it's allergies.
Yeah.
I went to, in the total of 4 months, I went to 4 different doctors. One said it was stress. One said it was allergies. One said it was eczema. And one told me I wasn't sleeping enough, to which I responded, so not sleeping enough is causing me to have my face blow up like this? And he looked at me and said, of course it is. You're a reporter. Google it.
That's what he said?
That's what he said, yeah. So I was very, very frustrated. And I was sitting at my desk one day, and I had my head in my hands, and a coworker walked by me and said, what's wrong, girl? I noticed something's wrong. I was telling her, like, I just don't feel right. Something's off. She recommended me to a holistic doctor, a doctor who did not take any health insurance. You had to pay cash out of pocket. The best money I ever spent. It was a $400 copay. But that doctor was the doctor who wrote me an ultrasound order, and that's who found my cancer. Eventually, that's what led them to find my cancer, because I had a tumor, a mass, blocking my veins, so I wasn't getting oxygen and blood flow to my face, which is why my face was getting swollen. And so if it wasn't for me going to that doctor, and spending that money to get that answer, I might not be here today talking with you on IG Live.
And he's a holistic.
It was a holistic doctor. Yeah, more into the natural homeopathic type of medicines and herbs. And so
can we ask this? Like, can you say his name? Is that okay?
Dr. Jace. He's in North Hollywood on Magnolia. His name is Dr. Jace, and it's like Jace Medical Arts. So yeah, you can. He was worth it. I mean, listen, how many pairs of shoes and jeans have we bought that have exceeded a $400, bill? This was my life, and I was so glad that I went to him. I mean, listen, he technically didn't really do anything that different than the other doctors, because I took so many blood tests and whatever, but he knew to write me an ultrasound because he thought maybe it was my thyroid. Even though my levels came back normal, he goes, I just want to be sure. And because of that, I will always be grateful to him.
So you got the ultrasound.
Yeah.
And then you went to a specific cancer
physician. It was a beautiful, nice Armenian woman named Larissa. I went to go visit her after my chemo was done. And she, when you're getting an ultrasound, it's never a good sign when they ask you to wait in the waiting room, because they want to bring you back in. My heart dropped. I called my mom in the bathroom, and I was crying. And I said, Mom, something's not right. They want me to sit out here, and then they want to bring me back in. And I went back in for the ultrasound. Now I'm not a doctor, but when they're testing your thyroids, it should kind of stay right here. The second time when she did the ultrasound, I noticed her go lower. And I'm thinking she's got to have a reason for that. And that's because there was a mass right here. And that's what was causing my face to swell. And I've had two of my doctors tell me, had I not discovered this mass, I could have had a stroke. It would have caused me to just cut off my circulation and stop breathing. So that's why I'm just so grateful. Like you said earlier, everything happens for a reason, timing and everything. I was meant to go to that doctor. I went to see him on a Saturday. He was open on a Saturday. I called on a Thursday and I got in. I said, this is really important. Can I get in as soon as possible? And because my friend had recommended me, I think he was like, okay, come in Saturday. I mean, whatever I had to take. And I want you to know, when I made the ultrasound appointment, when he wrote it, I had to call a separate place. They had originally told me to wait 2 weeks, but they had one opening to go that Monday. And I said, yeah, it was in Glendale, and my station is in West LA.
Yeah.
Now, Glendale is not near
It's
Brentwood.
a drive.
So I was like, you know what? This is my health. You have to put your health first. I'm so glad I did. I had my work clothes in the back seat, but I never actually went to work that day, and I didn't go to work again for 7 months.
And your work has been so supportive, which is so amazing.
They have been very supportive, more than I could have ever hoped for or dreamed for, and I have to give them so much respect and credit and gratitude for being so supportive to me while I was going through chemo.
And how did you mentally prepare every day for someone watching right now, going through it and all of that? When you were getting ready for chemo and all of that, what did you constantly tell yourself?
Do you know the song by Imagine Dragons called Whatever It Takes?
Yes, of course.
I would tell myself, I had to have 2 port surgeries. They couldn't access my port the first time. I had to get chemo through my groin one of the first times I was doing it. Your hair comes out in clumps when you start losing it. I mean, I had hair like yours before going through beautiful, long, thick hair. I used to complain about it. It's not cooperating. I'm like, oh, what I would give for those bad hair days now, or those complainy days. But whatever it takes, whatever I have to do, I listen to my doctors, whatever they said, I listen. I mean, I was so scared, especially in the beginning, but I just listened to my doctors. I had faith, and I channeled not being able to work into giving back to the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. And that was my temporary job, my passion project while I was on medical leave.
So you would help raise funds for the children, for the society.
Yeah. While I was on medical leave, we raised over $40,000.
That's amazing.
Look, it was important for me. I grew up Catholic, and I'm a spiritual person, and I have faith. And I remember having a conversation with God in the hospital room, and I remember looking up, and it was obviously the hospital ceiling. But I remember saying, if you get me through this, I promise that I will help somebody else. And I've always been taught to keep your word, or at least try as hard as you can. And so for me, doing the Leukemia Lymphoma Society Light the Night campaign and raising money, that was me helping other people. Raising awareness, raising money for those who can't afford their copay or their medicine or childcare while they go to the hospital. That was important for me.
I'm trying to see these questions. He's saying, hold up. God protect the angels. Oh, that's so sweet. God bless you, Amanda. I'm a cancer survivor myself. Cannabis saved me during chemo.
Oh, cannabis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Mambo number 5. Yes. So every time I went through chemo, I'm an entertainment reporter. So what does an entertainment reporter do when she has to go through chemo? She entertains. So I did a Lizzo parody song. I did, instead of Mambo number 5, I did chemo number 5.
You were so pre content, and I'm having so much fun in that hospital bed in her beautiful little gown. And I love the one with all the staff members. You kind of think,
oh, I know. You know, I missed the Emmys this year. I wasn't able to cover them. And so I actually watched the Emmys from a hospital bed last year. And the staff dressed up in scrubs and drew with Sharpie marker, like bow ties and everything. I have to give a shout out to City of Hope. They were so good to me while I was in their care.
City of Hope, that's
under their care, yeah.
Amanda, it's so much about mindset. You showed people through, like, in a digital way how you can survive this. Like, every day you were so positive.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
No, of course. And how long did you go back to work and then back home, basically? Because you weren't there long, right?
How long was I on medical leave?
For like a month, and then because of coronavirus.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Recently, yeah. So I went back. Yes, you're right. I went back to work in February, and I'm back home working in March.
And how has that been, working at home when you've been at home for so long and you were so excited, right? But because of
I was, and mentally, you know, I was one of the first people at my station to remote in every morning. And at first I was thinking, oh no, I don't want to. I just got back, you know, but you know, my boss was looking out for me and she had my best interest and she thought it, you know, I should do it as soon as possible. And I'm glad I took her advice.
Yeah, because you also went to the hospital recently. You just got a scan.
My scans next month. Yeah, I got my you have to get labs after you finish treatment. And one thing is that I always look for, and you know, if there's other survivors on here, please chime in. Especially now during the pandemic, you look for your white blood cell count to go up because your white blood cells are what fights infections. It's what's fighting this virus. It's what fights the flu.
Wow.
And so I wanted to make sure, you know, I'm staying healthy and safe and that my white blood cells continue to go up because chemo brings them down. But yeah, you want them to go up.
Amy, who is one of your followers, she's also struggling with leukemia now, currently. She said, I'm surviving and fighting, and you are such an inspiration. And yeah, she loves you.
Hi, Amy. You hang in there and you stay inside and you stay safe.
Oh, yeah. She's been home for a year already. She has the quarantine down before all of us.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I guess, like, the silver lining on all this was last year, I kind of, I guess, fell accustomed to this life. I'm like, oh, I know what it's like to stay home for hours and hours on end and days because this is what I did during medical leave, so.
And she's a fellow Gemini, just like you and me. Oh.
You're good. You're good. Yes, that's right. Geminis. We're a lot to handle, but we're worth it. We are worth it. Hi, Giselle.
1 second.
We are worth it. That's right. So this year I'm going to be 35.
What?
And I wanted to have a birthday party.
30?
Yeah, I'm going to be 35.
You look 24.
Well, louder. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you so much. Yeah, no, I've been doing this for 12 years. So I wanted to have a birthday party this year, 35 and alive, but because of this health crisis, I'm not going to be able to, you know, even though it's June, I just feel like it's a little too soon after the shutdowns, you know?
Do it on Zoom. We'll have drinks on Zoom. We'll do this.
Yeah, I'll have a Zoom birthday party. I mean, this is kind of a new normal, I guess.
And because you're home right now, I know you're binging, you're reading. Any tips for people at home to kind of get through the day and be productive?
So if people are familiar with Marie Kondo, I kind of started doing this on medical leave. I've been Marie Kondoing my place a bit. I've been kind of going through clothes and little knickknacks and everything, trying to create some goodwill piles. So that is always something that's productive to do. I love Ozark. I watched Tiger King, Love is Blind.
You interviewed the guy from Tiger King, right?
I did. I interviewed Joe Exotic's husband, Dylan Passage.
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure that's big.
That's another tip too. So you know, you're it's pretty big for Tiger King. You're a fellow host. I got that interview just by DMing him on Instagram. The same way you reached out to me. You have to sometimes be your own publicist, your own booker, your own. You know how it goes.
You know, that's exactly what I was saying. I'm like, if I wasn't home right now, I would be at the studio interviewing someone or on the carpet. I have to do it at home.
Right.
And, keep sane and be productive. And
Right.
are home anyway, and they want to see how we're dealing with things. I'm just
Yep.
You were so honest and so amazing and so welcoming, by the way. You actually said it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for asking me to do this.
Oh my God, thank you for being here. I told Roxy a while ago, I'm like, I really want to interview her. And then you were actually going to come to our studio at AfterBuzz TV.
I know. But you know what? We're making this work, which is the sign of the times right now when this is how people are doing interviews. I'm interviewing Wendy Williams tomorrow on Zoom.
Okay, she's amazing. How excited are you? Her apartment is hilarious.
I'm like, wow, it's really interesting to see like what things people collect and what they're, what they're doing, what their decor is. It's cool. It's like we're invited in their homes without technically really being invited.
Did you see her neon top yesterday? That neon sweater blouse she was wearing? Amazing. I love her.
And her Betty Boop in the background and her plate. Today she had caviar.
What?
Quarantine caviar. Who says you can't be fancy at home, right?
You've interviewed a lot of amazing people. Who's your favorite one, like throughout the years? Who's like the best person? You're like, damn.
You know what? It's funny. When I get that question, whenever I get that question, it changes. Oh, because different interviews make you feel different ways. But I will say that recently I got to interview Rita Moreno, and she is one of my idols. And so anytime you're talking to a living legend, you just soak that in a little extra. Yeah.
Yeah, and
yeah, Rita Moreno. And she's going to be a new West Side Story movie.
Wow. And then you realize how amazing people they are, right? Sometimes we make them up to be these big, kind of idealistic people, and then you're like, no, they're down to earth. They're just like you and me.
Oh, I love that. I love when they're just like us and down to earth and, super approachable and relatable. Absolutely.
And for anyone trying to break into the industry now versus back in the day with so much help from social media, do you think it's easier now for break in than back in the day?
I think it's a different type of industry than it was back in the day. Back in the day, if you wanted a hosting job, you had to go to an audition with a physical headshot and resume, and there would be callbacks, and there still are things like that. But now a lot of it is self-tape. When I was first getting started, they didn't really care as much how many Instagram followers you had or Twitter followers you had, but now that's a component to it. So it's hard to compare then and now because it's like a whole new world.
Yeah.
But I think that if you try to embrace every platform as much as you can, like, YouTube and Instagram, and now I'm on TikTok. And
I was gonna say TikTok.
You have to at least be in the know on these things. And so I think it just adds to your value.
And you have to evolve with everything as it happens. Just like now, kind of talking and doing things.
Yeah.
In the studio. And I feel like if you don't do that, you're just going to stay on that plateau, and how important that's so important to be like that.
Right. Absolutely.
So I have a series of questions I have to ask. I always ask all my guests.
Okay.
But before that, I want to see if we have any. Your personality is one of a kind, God's choice.
Oh, goodness.
That's to you, Amanda. And Ruby, my husband is fighting with liver cancer too. Oh,
sorry.
I didn't know that. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, Ruby.
Oh.
We'll be praying for him. Message me his name and I'll say a prayer for him tonight.
Oh my gosh. Oh no. Louisa and Amanda, we should continue to do more fundraising together. I'm a Gemini too.
Oh. Okay, Geminis unite. I love it.
All night. We'll message you about that for sure. I love caviar. Perfect. Okay, so my questions.
Okay.
Jason Carter. Woo! I love Jason.
Hi, Jason.
Love Jason. You guys follow Jason. He's also an amazing fab entertainment reporter, so get on that.
He used to work with one of my old co-hosts, Tanner Thomas. I'm telling you, this world is a small world.
You even know my producer at Fab TV, Fernando.
Yes! I work with him on many red carpets and junkets, yes.
He told me, because I told him I'm interviewing Amanda. He's like, okay, I'm going to run it on Fab TV. So I'm going to.
That's so cute.
So he'll put it on the website.
Oh, hi, Fernando.
Okay, so a series of questions I love to ask you. So, favorite movie, or I know it's hard because it's so hard, but like if you would have to narrow down a favorite film for people to check out.
I love A Bronx Tale.
The car thing.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And then The Worst Thing in Life is Wasted Talent.
Oh my God, epic movie.
Robert De Niro, you know, Chaz Palminteri. I love that one. I was also born in the Bronx, so I kind of have a soft spot for it.
Wait, did you watch The Irishman? Speaking of Robert.
Oh yeah.
Amazing, right?
I actually went to the premiere. Thank you, Netflix, and I wore my long, like blonde J-Lo looking wig.
I was there too. I wish I knew you.
I know. That was my night out, going like while I was undergoing treatment. But I put my wig on and I felt fabulous.
I'm sure you looked amazing. I think I probably saw a story post of you. Yeah, I actually put a mole and narrow.
You did?
Fernando.
Fernando. Oh, okay.
Oh God. So, okay, favorite book or a book that changed your life?
That's a good one. I'm gonna say The Inner Game of Tennis, because it's really more about your approach to life and the craft than it really is about tennis. So if you're passionate and you want to like really narrow your mindset into focusing on your goals, I would say The Inner Game of Tennis is a good book.
You know, you're not the first one
I read that
said that. Someone else told me.
Yeah, I read it in college. Yes, I read it in college, and it was a great read.
It's just like this other book called What I Talk About When I Talk About Running. It's not about really running.
Yeah, exactly. It's really more. It's deeper than that.
Okay, cool. So, and then in the last few months, what have you purchased that's under $50, but like changed your life?
A ring light, honey.
Oh my God! Which one? Tell me.
Oh, Amazon, like the one. So I had like a bigger one, and then I got the one. I'm not using it now, so I wish I was, because I'm looking. I'm like, but
lighting's good. What do you have now?
This is just from the window.
Yeah,
this is that natural fill. The natural fill. But I got the one. I haven't assembled it yet, but I used it before, so I know I can speak to it. Is the ring light that holds your phone.
Girl, you won't believe, Amanda. I ordered that 2 weeks ago, and I'm still waiting for that. It's from Social Light. It's like this clamp iPhone holder.
Yeah, it has the iPhone holder, but I've used it before, and that has been, when I used it, it was a game changer. But just a ring light in general, if you're going to do a lot of content at home, get you that ring light.
Lighting is everything. You couldn't even not have makeup on, but lighting just changes the whole game.
That's why people say diamonds are a girl's best friend. I think good lighting is.
Girl, especially in the entertainment industry, you know it's all about lighting.
It's essential. It's important. It's everything.
Awesome. Okay, so who has inspired you most in your life? It can be a celebrity, or it can be a family member, anyone that really you hold dear to your heart.
Oh, my grandmother.
Oh,
my Mima. She's my best friend. She's given me life advice, love advice, career advice. She is my everything. She is my sunshine.
What kind of love advice? Share with us, girl. What kind?
She always tells me, no matter how long you've been with somebody, to always play hard to get.
The game goes back to
even when she was married to my grandfather, she would still keep him on his toes. She's like, you gotta keep them on their toes, because that's what keeps them around, wanting more.
Dolly Parton says she says, Every time I feel like he's being annoying or antsy, I just stay gone, honey. I like goes MIA and back and just yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
And I feel like dating in LA, it's a whole different game. If especially in you know how it is in the industry and all of that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But staying true to yourself, I think that's number one. And self-love as a woman, just
Yes.
your flaws and whoever you are internally and on the outside, I think that's when you win. It's like that shift in the brain.
That's right. You have to stay true to yourself. You know, when I was going back to work, people would ask me, are you going to wear a wig or what are you going to do? I'm like, going to just do this. This is who I am. You know, I've shown people my bald head. So why would I feel any different about showing them the short hair it's growing in? But, you know, we are approaching a little bit of the awkward phase coming in, but you know what? It's all part of it. You know, it's a rite of passage.
You're pulling it off so amazingly. I'm not even
you know, yeah, like the headbands help and everything. So
you're showing girls, women, survivors everywhere that you could power of confidence.
Right. That's right.
I see a lot of your followers always tell you to, because of you, I'm not rocking the wig anymore. I'm just being myself.
Those always really make me feel good. Those always cheer me up. For sure.
Look fantastic. Oh,
thanks, Amy.
And then Betty Boop, Amanda Boop.
Yeah, people are saying I'm giving like Betty Boop vibes. And you know what? I love Betty Boop, so I'll totally go with it. So thank you.
Oh, you know what, Betty? That reminds me of Halloween. If you could be anyone for Halloween this year, who would you be?
I'm going as Betty Boop this year. It's official. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go as Betty Boop, for sure. Just because it's like Boop vibes, this starting 2020. It seems right. It only feels right. I was 11 from Stranger Things last Halloween because I had like a shaved head. So it just seems right.
I haven't seen season 3 yet. I have to see it.
All right. Yeah, you have to watch it.
Yeah. Okay, before we wrap up, 2 last questions because I know you have a Zoom thing after.
Yeah.
Okay, so because of your whole cancer journey and you being alive and surviving right now, how has life changed for you, the meaning of life?
I think every day you wake up and it's a gift, and the little things that maybe you didn't appreciate as much before, you appreciate times 10, like the wind on your skin or your favorite song or your dog giving you kisses. Like I've said this, I just now, the little things, I really stop for a second and go, wow, I would really miss this. The leaves rustling, I would miss that. I love that. You're starting to realize what are the small things in life that bring you peace and joy. And once you go through something like cancer and you get on the other side of it, you don't take those things for granted.
Wow, the wind on
wind on your skin.
We don't even think about that. Walking to the park and it's like, now we can't even do that. The luxury.
I know. I still try to go for walks. But the reason why I say the wind on your skin is I was in the hospital for almost 3 weeks. And, you know, I wasn't allowed to go outside the first time I was in the hospital, and I had to stay in my room. I could walk around the floor with my IV pole and everything. But when I remember that day when I got to step outside and feel the wind on my skin again after going through, you know, something pretty traumatic, that's why I say that, because I felt it.
You need to write a book about your journey.
Thanks. Maybe I will, you know?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, you have to. A lot of people will read it and it'll be kind of like their gratitude journal or whatever it is to get through going through. Okay. Last question. So if you had your own billboard on Sunset Boulevard, what would it say?
Oh, that's a good one.
Just, you know.
If it was on Sunset Boulevard, I would say, I'm changing this to Punset Boulevard. And I would just like I'd be in like a convertible with my Betty Boop hair, a little scarf, and the license plate would be California, and it would say Punder Woman.
Punder Woman, you are the best. You're
something funny, yeah.
That's why you're a punter.
Yeah, it would have to be something like that for sure.
You're
for sure.
Oh my God. Where can people find you on social media and keep up with your journey?
You're so sweet. They can find me right here on Instagram at Amanda Salas. I'm on TikTok. I think my TikTok name is Amanda Salas 66 because my birthday is 66. And then please follow me on Twitter too. Same name, Amanda Salas. So yeah, I thank you so much for having me on.
You were amazing. I love you so much. I love your energy, and I hope you continue to hang in there, bring us your amazing content that you do.
Thank you. You too. And keep doing this. You're really good at it. I had a really fun time.
Thank you so much. I'm going to text you and get that doctor's information because I know a lot
Yes,
of.
for sure. I'll send it to you and you stay safe and healthy. Okay?
I will. Okay. Bye. See you.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Virtual hug.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.